Yo, welcome to my channel where I peacefully disturb your illusion, where the truth only hurts when you live a lie. I've been running across some people who've been having a lot of suicidal thoughts. Stressed out, don't know where they're going, just ready to end it. I met somebody who says the financial hardships they want to give up on life. I know somebody who's tired of hurting because they're suffering from a bad breakup. I I know at least 5 people that I've encountered in this week alone that contemplated doing it. And we're not even adding on the people who it could be right next to you that might be contemplating, they're just not talking about it. I want to say this. Let's talk about the first law of thermodynamics. Energy can't be created nor destroyed, only transferred. So, the energy in which you transfer, you think that when you take yourself out, the grief ends. That grief goes to the people that loves you. You're just one person, and then this one person is going to transfer it to many people. It's kind of like a bomb. It self-destructs. It implodes on it self-destruct on itself, but it impacts everything and everyone around it. That's how it blows up. So, and you probably thinking nobody cares, nobody checking on me, you can't feel for other people. And your perception of love may be a little bit off. Because the way you was introduced to love may not be what love really is. And I'm going to tell you why you've gotten this far. It's 2 things. Number one, you search for happiness and never could find it because you're running from something else. The club, the music can only get so loud. The room can only get so dark. When it comes to the things that you're running from, the ex that you're trying to get over, there's only so many bodies. Suppression leads to depression, and you build a tolerance over it. Over time, you build a tolerance, and then when you build a tolerance and you keep going over and over, eventually you overdose on distractions. So it's like, what else to do? That's why you find a lot of rich people end up killing themselves. They throw themselves in their money, their jobs. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but they don't do the internal work. And then next thing you know, I got all the money in the world. I've done this, I've done that, and still I'm unhappy. I mean, your family isn't good enough for you to stick around my life. But when we stop running, because the bully won't stop chasing you, you got to turn around and fight the bully. And there may be some things that you can't forgive yourself for. But I'm going to tell you a little something about growth. Growth. That's how you know you've grown. If you look back on some of the old things you've done and don't cringe a little or a lot, you didn't grow. So some of the things that you feel bad about, this guilt that you're carrying and things like that, understand that you've grown from that person. That's not you anymore. You're losing sleep over something you've done. And yes, the pain is supposed to remind you not to do this again. But sometimes we suppress and desensitize ourselves, so we keep doing the same things over and over again. But you got to let growth take place. And growth ain't easy. There's no such thing as a painless growth. Even when you think of babies, hell, when they're teething, they in pain. They're crying all the time. Sometimes they run fevers, but this is what growth is all about. I look back on some of my old videos. I look back on videos I did in 2012 sometimes. I have to stop watching. Sometimes I used to just binge watch my videos, and then I have to think back like, I'm not focused on right now. I'm too busy looking at the rear view, and you're crashing into things today, and that's how it's working. You're crashing into things today because you're stuck in the rear view. And then what's worse is you're stuck in the rear view while it's raining outside. So you're naturally gonna hydroplane and crash into other. You gotta put your hands on the wheel and focus on front. Worry about what's behind you when you're at the traffic light. You're only supposed to look back to see how far you've come, but don't get stuck in nostalgia, and don't get stuck. You're not supposed to be stuck in the past. You know how harmful it is to your body to live in 3 different time zones? You're stuck about the past, you're anxious about the future, but your body is here. You're giving your body too much work. So the simple solution is, I'm not going to be like everybody else. Well, you got to find yourself. No. Create yourself. How do I create yourself? How do you create yourself? Get around people who love themselves. I'm not talking about the arrogant love. I'm talking about the love that makes them want to spread the love to other people. I'm talking about what I used to say in all my other videos. The people who let their light shine so bright that it'll illuminate the path for other people to see it in themselves. Get around those people. Get around people who's high on life. And that's what you should be. You should be high on life. Get high on life. The sperm that's a billion things had to go right for you to be born. Only one thing got to go wrong for you to die. The sperm, let me tell you how much of a, you are a, really believe it or not, you are a miracle. And you wanna know how that is? Because if your parents were just a millisecond off, you wouldn't have been here. I don't feel like it today, whatever. It could have just been anything. Think about it this way. The sperm that's responsible for you had to outrun 500 million sperms. The woman body look at the sperm as foreign substance. So when the sperm enters the body, the woman immune system already fight against the sperm. So a lot of those sperms end up dying off because the immune system can. You just so happen, that's what it is. It seems like we've all been in this race this whole time. We were sperm that was racing. Now we're in life racing. We're racing in life in a hurry to get to nowhere fast. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. This right here, this is don't end the vacation early. This is a vacation. And don't get it wrong. People argue on vacation. Bad things happen on vacations all the time. You know, people argue, all that type of stuff on vacations. They happen. Forget the socks. I'm in the comfort of my home. But people enjoy the vacation. Get high on life. You haven't even been everywhere. You haven't talked to everybody. You haven't experienced. You haven't even found your tribe. Your tribe is out there. So people who think just like you, who likes the same stuff. Go find your tribe. Stop. Release yourself from the prison that people give you of trying to appeal to people's validations. People are hell, and they are literal prisons. So if you lost your car, that ain't the last car you'll drive. If you lost your home, you'll get another one. If you lost your job, there's billions of jobs. There's only one you. If that relationship didn't work out, imagine the person that will work out for you. You've never even met them yet. Probably literally everything that you want in a person, but you're stuck on somebody that's not even for you. It's not your person, and that's okay for that not to be your person. You will smile without them again. There's nothing in this world that you can't make it through. If you woke up today and you're still breathing, that means life hasn't given up on you. So don't give up on life. And if you believe in a God, then that means God is life. So if you give up on life, you give up on God. So with that being said, I say this to anybody who needs to hear this, who's contemplating or even thinking about it. Hang in there. Hang in there. This is just one of the storms in everyday life. This is the bad cloud that's gonna pass through. And when the sun come out, the puddle will still be there. Before it dries up, you're gonna look in that puddle and you're gonna see a reflection. And that's the time you reflect. No storm, no growth. People hate the storms, but they want the food. You have to eat. It needs to rain from time to time. And sometimes it may rain longer than other periods. But the sun will come out again. It always does. Nothing lasts forever. Not pain, not pleasure, nothing. Entropy works that way. And sometimes things go from order to disorder. But that's how we got here this is how we got here as a species, as a family, as whatever you want to call it. We've adapted. You know, you think of the human body. I think there was a time they said diarrhea used to kill people. Now we've evolved so much to the point now that it's just going to the restroom and eating a banana and we're good. But we adapted, we evolved. So use this pain to adapt and evolve. Because whether you believe it or not, this pain that you're feeling is actually necessary for the person that you're gonna become. Think of anybody that you can think of, and of course, think of all the greats. Think of every great you know. Every great you know. Think of every great you know, and I guarantee you, if you look at their story of how they got there, I promise you, you're gonna see something that they had to triumph. Hang in there. Continue to embrace greatness and walk in positivity. Let the light in you shine so bright that it'll illuminate the path for others to see it themselves. Always go within so you don't go without. For those who need it.